What's up, guys? It's your boy Man Max back at it with a great another what if. This is a Christmas special. Um, this is gonna be a mixture of Christmas and Deku. So here we go. Back on a Christmas night, Deku. He's being born on Christmas Day, between Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Deku, and just so I'm telling you this, it's a rare once in a lifetime occurrence that a child is being born on Christmas and they get a special quirk, and that is called um, Kringles. And for oh shit, my chips, hell no. Like you'll see what I'm talking about. Basically, Deku's being born, and Sashi had red hair and Inko had green hair. So Sashi's, I'm gonna say his quirk is like how do I say it? It's sort of, think of it as like a I don't know how to say it, but like he has a quirk that lets him control fire, and Inko has a quirk to to be able to control, I want to say, plants, not plants, but like ice, or she she has the same thing as Todoroki, but like ice, and basically she has like same thing as Todoroki, half ice and half fire, and half plant. So basically Deku has like three quirks: fire, ice, and plant. And you'll see why. Time scale between Deku is like one, like 30 or something. So basically we have a kid Deku. Like I wanna say a kid Deku. He has like red hair and green. Basically, people like kids are making fun of him for having different colored hair. But Deku, he knows like he's special because like he was born on Christmas Day, between Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So basically, Deku, he basically just by himself, and basically Bakugo's quirk, like awakens. Sorry for that. So basically, Bakugo's quirk awakens, and basically like the teachers are praising him. And then Deku quirks, like I'm saying, like the teachers are praising him, and like Mitsuki comes to pick up Bakugo and take him to the quirk doctor. So basically, you know, some shit. So basically, Deku, like when Bakugo leaves, like when when Mitsuki come to pick up Bakugo and they left, Deku quirk manifested, which is, how do I say it? It's a plant, fire, and ice quirk. So basically, he's able to control fire and ice, which means like he has like some white hairs due to his ice quirk. Like he has white hairs, like white tips, due to his ice quirk, and due to his ice quirk, my boy Deku, he done turned that whole bitch cold. Everybody's cold, and like they see Deku, and they see like, I don't say that green, like green ice, and like they're wondering like what the fuck type of ice is that? It's green, and like they see fire. I mean red ice and green fire, which is very unordinary because like people, like when like holy shit. So basically, like the teacher says, "Calm down, Izuku," and Dick was like, "Oh, sorry." And basically, everybody's like, "Wow, cool quirk, Deku." I mean, cool quirk, Izuku. And Bakugo doesn't know this. So next day, basically, basically like Bakugo is showing off his quirk, and Deku walks in, and like everybody just crowds around Deku say, "What's your quirk?" And like Deku says, "I haven't went to the quirk doctor yet." So basically, he comes up with the name, mm, Kringle, cause like he's heard of stories about Santa Claus, and for one, Santa Claus is not real. And basically, hold on, pause. For all you kids out there who is saying like Santa's real, Santa's real, fuck no. Your parents been buying your shit for like the longest. Ever since you was a little boy, they been buying your shit, buying you games, TVs, toys, everything. Santa ain't real, and if he was, that nigga ain't there. So Deck, so basically, Deku says, if I come up with a name, I call it Kringle. And like they were like Kringle, mm-hmm. And Deku explains what Kringle is. Kringle is an old story that his mom told him about a person named Santa Claus. And Bakugo says, "Ha, only nerds believe in Santa Claus, but don't you, Katsuki?" And like Dick was like, "Holy shit, how do I know him? Cause like it's my first day here and I don't know no one's name." And I was like, "What did you say?" I said nothing. So Deku, like, he basically, sits down and like the teacher's teaching and like Bakugo is glaring at him. Time skips when it's Christmas and like, okay, when Christmas comes around, that's when his quirk is most powerful because like, voila, it's Christmas. Like, you gotta do something. So basically, Deku, he basically thinks, it's Christmas, and I was born on Christmas, so I get a birthday present and a Christmas present, and say like, fuck yeah. So basically, Deku, he's basically asleep, and I won't say Inka and Asashi, like they leave a little bit and they go and they come back and like they see Deku saying, "Mom, you really think I'm that stupid?" And she's like, "What? No. Then why do you have presents and gifts?" And for one, I know that Dad's outside, and he's dressed up like Santa. He's not real, is he? And she's like, "You got us." Yeah, I probably act like this one, like this never happened. All right, all right. So I gotta go back to bed. Love ya, deuces. And like they put the gifts up under the tree, and Deku like he goes back to sleep. So basically, Deku like he goes back to sleep, and out of nowhere, he hears jingle bells. Like he hears footsteps on the roof, and like he peeks out his door, he sees old Saint Nick putting real presents there with his magic. And Deku comes out. He doesn't wake his mom or dad. And Deku, he grabs onto old Saint Nick's boo. And guess what? Old Saint Nick takes Deku for a ride in the sleigh. Saint Nick. And yes, I will say Nick. Or Saint Nick. Or, hmm, yeah, just that. So basically, Santa basically takes Deku for a ride to basically England, and like Deku, he's in the back with bag, and like he sees what's going on, sees and sees and sees, and Santa, he dots an eye back, and he's like, "What are you doing there, kid?" He's basically, question Dick like, "Did you hold on my sleeve?" And basically, Dick could not say, "Yeah, I gotta, I like how am I gonna get down?" You know what? Okay, how about this? You keep this little secret to us, and I won't tell your parents what you'd be doing at night. And they're like, "Oh shit. Sure, 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 sure. We go." So basically, Deku and Santa, like, Santa is basically showing Deku on how to, do the sleigh and do the call. So basically, Santa's in a rush, and like he actually throws Deku the whips, and like he said, and Deku says, "On Donner, on Prancer, on Donner and Dixon," and like the hold on. So Deku, he's helping out Santa in one night, and like Santa drops Deku back off at his house, which is at Deku's house, and Santa gives Deku a little present, cause like you know Santa has his magic, which is similar to Deku's, but somewhat. So basically, Deku he goes back into his room from the window, and like he basically sleep. So Deku looks out the window and he sees Santa, and like Santa, he's pretty much thinking like, I like this kid. In the future, he probably be a good Santa. And Deku here's like, what the fuck? I can be a Santa. It's gotta be strong. And if anybody's out there who are sponsoring, please sponsor me, cause I like Fast and Furious. So please, anybody sponsor me, or something. So back to the story. So like Deku gets back to preschool, and like he doesn't say anything about everything to Santa, like what Santa and him did, cause like it's not gonna happen, not gonna happen, cause Santa made him a promise. You cannot break the promise of Santa Claus. But guess what? As Santa and Deku was doing their tralalas, a great old greenish mug grinned. And guess what is? It's the Grinch. If you're wondering, did the Grinch steal Christmas? No, not yet. He's waiting for the little boy to grow up. Sorry, but it's the Grinch. He's waiting for the little boy to literally grow older and renounce his faith in Santa Claus. Because that's what the Grinch wants. He wants little boys and girls to renounce their faith in Santa Claus. And guess what? It doesn't work on Deku. Half the kids in his class, they believe their parents. They saw their parents put gifts up on the tree. They heard them go out the door like a wee little child with his tail tucked between his legs, and they scrammed. Basically, Deku. Okay, time skip, mates. So basically, Deku, he still believes in the old green fat man. Basically, Deku, he's thinking like, oh fuck, no one believes in Santa Claus no more. So Deku, at this point in time, was pretty much, thinking like, fuck, hmm. He's sort of thinking, should I basically make everybody believe in Santa? And then like, you know, this was when I'm gonna say that it was a time skip to where Deku was like 10, and the kids really didn't believe in Santa Claus. So basically, Deku's in like the class. Bakugo is fucking bullying everybody. And do you know how Santa you have like them fucking musical numbers? Deku, let's say that he has one of them. One of the teachers who said it's gonna be a few more months until Christmas, and all the kids like, but then Deku starts singing. Well, I gotta tell you a little tale about the great old fat man who joined us from hell. Not from hell, but like, I cannot sing and rhyme like this. So basically, do you know how Santa be having like the musical numbers? That's what Deku had, and like the spirit of Christmas rised a little bit more. The teacher joined in, and like the students joined in, and like Deku sung, and like the classes around them, they heard him. Like when the principal come in saying, "What's this noise?" and Deku's like, "Fuck, shit." So like the principal's like, "Izuku Midoriya, in my class now," and like basically Deku is like, "Fuck," and like the class like, he Deku didn't do it. He didn't do it, sir. And the principal's like, "What? I saw him singing." Yeah, but we play the instruments. We basically was accomplices in this, and basically Bakugo played the drums, and like Bakugo's like, "Phew." And basically up on his bird say, "Me too." And like when the kids are like, "Holy fuck, did Bakugo just?" And Bakugo just says, like, "Shut the fuck up, you didn't hear shit." Deku, he says, "Oh, thanks guys." So basically, the principal, basically calls up everybody's parents. Saying, we need to have a fucking, parent teacher conference right about now with this class. It's basically like a few months until Christmas. And like all the parents like, oh man. And the principal says, Inko Midoriya and Asashi Midoriya, your son has been spreading the Christmas spirit around this school for years. And like they were like, what do you mean for years? Look, and like he pulls up a video of Deku basically basically listening on in a girl's conversation, saying about Christmas is for kids. We're in middle school now. I mean, like we're in middle school now. We shouldn't be believing in the legend Santa. And Deku, he basically creates something like a he creates like a drum, like a microphone, and like one of the kids who was beside him, who basically was a badass at guitar, and like some other kids who were badasses at instruments, and like out of nowhere, and they could ask some kids who knew how to sing, saying, "Hey, how about you do this with me?" And like they say, "Sure." And they could just fucking play the musical number, and like the girl, she like all the classes joined in, and once the principal came in, and they was like, "Fuck," and like he basically snapped his finger once, and like it basically dissipated, and like he told the kids who were singing and the other kids who were playing the drums and instruments, get get out of here, we gotta go quickly. So basically Deku was basically bringing the Christmas spirit into everybody a few months before Christmas. So basically everybody is happy, like the whole school is in a happy mood, but like the teacher, she's not in a happy mood because like on Christmas Day, he had a wish for Santa when he was little. And, like, I want to say that he had a wish saying, I mean, like, he had a wish, staring up into the sky saying, "Star night, star bright, can you hear my wish tonight? Please, please bring Papa home." And let's say the star granted his wish, but not in a good way. Basically, a few days before Christmas happened, his papa came home. He was intoxicated. He was drunk. He was angry. Cause like he thought that his wife, his beloved wife, the motherfucker who joined the choir, who made him breakfast, who made him food, who made him everything, cheated on him. And once he got home, he grabbed her and he face palmed her into the ground, ripping her clothes off, getting at it. And basically the principal, he witnessed everything his papa did to his mother. He broke her. He played with her. He toyed with her non-stop until Christmas Eve, and that's when she broke. He she basically went insane. She grabbed a bottle and a knife. She went over his head, breaking the bottle. It went for his neck, and then she thought it would be too easy, and she grabs the knife and scratches it down where his spine is. She's cutting the bone. You can hear cracking. You can hear the skin. You can hear the bones cracking, and when the principal called the police, saying that my mom has gone insane. She killed my father. Please come help. And he basically says everything, like his where he lives, what house, what everything, right? But guess what? Mom came after him too, saying, "You just sat there and watched. You didn't help your old dear mom. You're not my son no more. You have to go or die." And the police comes barging in, and she grabs the principal and holds a knife to her, and holds a knife to his neck, and says, "If you come near me, I will cut his neck." And deep down she's just like, "I'm sorry, honey. It's your father's fault. I'm sorry." And she's cackling and crying, and she's saying that. Then when the police officer says, "Drop the weapon, man," and she, as she was gonna go across his neck, one police officer just shot her directly between the eyes, and all the blood was going down on the principal. He was screaming, "Mom!" And from that day on, he thought that Christmas was cursed. He literally thought that it was cursed. So basically, Deku was, he was really sad because the principal told him to come in there and sit there, and Deku, it's Deku. So basically in the flashback, and I want to say that the other kids, the parents, they're like, "Damn," and they all look at Deku and say, "You've been encouraging our kids about Christmas these months," and it was like, yeah, why?" And the principal wondered, what is he gonna do? And he snaps his finger twice. One, hold on. 1, 2. Some instruments come in. Deku creates instruments from I want to say that somebody had an ice quirk. A water quirk. And he makes some fire drumsticks. And he basically says, "Why not? It's Christmas. You're supposed to have fun. You're supposed to love. You're supposed to laugh. You shouldn't be cool with me on Christmas. who would be? I know that my old teacher here has had some rough days or something. Look at him, and like he, basically calls in his teacher, and like he's on the phone with his new girlfriend, literally new, just got together, and like he's pretty much happier because like half the teachers are like zombies or something, and guess what? He's happier. He loves Christmas. He basically lets Deku slide because like that's his favorite student, basically Deku, because like Deku brings in little gifts to him, and like Deku brings in you know things for him to have fun, and like for him and his girlfriend to talk about and shit. And like I want to say that the teachers, like, I mean, like, there were some teachers there who were basically involved in the fucking big ass singing, but guess what? They're like, wow, why is he happy? And Deku says he's happy because he got a new girlfriend. And like one he's like, how do you know? Who? And guess who's the one who hooked him up? Great old Saint Nick, the fat man, of course. And like he's like, holy shit, this kid is sort of like Santa. So like the teachers are like thinking like, this kid could be a threat. And one of the teachers thinks like, no, he couldn't. Look at him. He's been spreading cheer around this bitch. When have you ever seen this school so fucking colorful? Streamers, bows, cheerful students who are not that fucking bullying, and Deku calls in one of the bullies who bullied Bakugo, and one of the bullies come in saying, excuse me, is this the teacher's lounge or the principal's lounge? And like one of the teachers recognize him because he's a delinquent. He says, "What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be expelled?" And you know basically the student says, "I was expelled, and I wanted to say sorry for what I did." And like he sees Dick like, "Oh hey, Izuku, right?" And Dick says, "Oh yeah, that's me. Don't wear it out." And like he giggles a little bit, and you know, you know, they talk, and like when he's like, "How did you make a delinquent be from bad to good?" And like the delinquent says, "Well, it was sort of almost like a few years ago. It was around Christmas, and Deku, like, I was beating up a kid because my stepfather, he beats me and rapes me. So I take my anger out on other people. And when I was beating up somebody, Deku came in and basically said, 'Don't worry. I know your Christmas is gonna be great this year.'" And like like without him knowing, he basically Deku tapped his nose. I mean, Deku tapped his own nose twice. Hold on. And Deku basically tapped his nose twice. And guess what? The delinquent had like a whole new attitude, cause like his stepdad beated him, gave him mental scars. But guess what? When the delinquent got home, he saw everything. Like I want to say that Santa gave him like a little gift, and Deku noticed that. And basically, the delinquent's like, he's one. Like, how did this happen? And he thinks, did that kid touch his nose twice? And his stepdad comes out, in handcuffs, and like he's pleading, "I'm sorry, I couldn't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." He's pleading for forgiveness because his dad fucking abused him, and like he basically took his anger out on the kid. So the delinquent basically, was reborn. And, like, it's just him and his mom now, and his new dad. And his new dad is really kind. Like his dad is a boxer. He teaches him boxing and how to be have like respect for everybody. So right now he's pretty good and smart. And like in the flashback, and like he tells that to everybody. And like the person's like, wow, this kid must be looking the old Saint Nick himself. And he was like, well, is that all the proof you need? Teach. I mean, principal. And like the parents like, holy shit, we love this kid. And the principal says no. And he shows up some videos of Deku using his quirk. He makes like he basically makes like some gifts. And like he gives them out in like a ice made train. Like the train is powered by fire. And like there are plants in it, which basically let's say gives out little gifts to everybody. And like this goes around the whole school. Everybody's like wondering like where did this come from? And Deku basically claps his hands once. Well, hello everybody. My name's Nick. Saint Nick to be exact. Those little gifts you have there, they're for you. You have treats, candy, games. You just gotta open them. And like they all open them and it's something they really wanted. One of them says, "It's a new phone and some clothes and a picture of my mom." And like the parents are like, "What the fuck did he do?" And like it cuts right there, and the principal says, "See, he's evil. He has a villain's quirk." And the parents instantly believe that principal thinking like this kid has literally ruined our kids' minds, cause like they don't want to buy shit for their kids. But guess what? They kids want to buy them something, and they don't know that. So like they say, right? And Deku he basically snaps his fingers together and says, "Well, it was nice knowing you." And basically, I want to say that Deku he leaves, and Bro says, "Hey, if you leave this room, you're gonna be expelled." Because I don't care. I can go to a different middle school. Alright, come in, mom and dad, cause I'll be waiting in the car. And like his parents knows that he did this because everybody there were gloomy as fuck. So basically, Deku he leaves. He literally leaves, and like his parents says, "You people disgust me." And like Inko says that to every parent there, and like the parents like, "What do you mean? Look at your kids. Have you seen any changes?" And like one person says, "Yeah, my son came home with good grades, and normally he gets bad grades." And he basically told, and like his son said, "Dad, I want to say I'm sorry for being a pain in the ass, and sorry for my language." And like he's like, "What?" I'm, I said sorry. You mean it? I'm very sorry. And one of the parents says, "Yeah, that happened to my son too. He basically come home with an attitude, and like yesterday he came home, happy. My daughter came home with, gifts for me, like a TV, a car, and a new phone." And like Inko says, "See, if my son has been doing all these things for your children, making them feel the Christmas spirit, why can't you do that?" And like all the parents are like, "Damn, she right about that." And like the principal says, "No, she's not. Her son has been her son is a delinquent." and like he basically pulls up some edited footage of him beating up somebody, and like the parents don't believe him because like they never saw Deku lift up his shirt. So basically, because says that's not my son. Look at the date. Deku was with us all day. He was shopping for us. How you know? Here, look. It's an app. It's called Tracker or Traveler. He's been at the mall buying us stuff. And like she pulls out like a ring, and like I saw she pulls out like a new phone and a hat. He bought us this. This stuff cost us like about 1G. Basically, the parents are like, "Oh my God, he's a good kid," and like the principal says, "Huh, all right then." And like he calls like some people who are police, saying that this kid has assaulted another student. Arrest him. And Deku goes to jail. Like I want to say that this is like a juvenile system, which means you'll be happy to know that the little old Saint Nick has heard of what the principal has done, and he sees who is influencing him, the ghostly spirit of the Ghoulie Goon Goon. If you're wondering where I got that name, I made it up. So basically, the Goonie Goon Goon, which is a Grinch, cause like he's a dick. Fuck him. And this is where I'm gonna leave it off. Adios amigos, soy Mad Max, leaving you for today. Adios.